government prioritization is crucial. You know you don't have money. You know the economy is broken. You take your time in terms of how many initiatives you can launch, how fast you can go with them, so that you can deal with some of the structural changes you need. You rationalize some agencies and ministries, downsize government a little bit because the wage bill is too high. Yeah? You sequence initiatives, how you would launch them, what scope, how big, because you don't have revenues. 3, you find ways in which you start to put money so you can grow the economy. This economy needs to grow, which means we need to support our private sector. I advocate strongly for a development bank. There are people who want to go into agriculture. To borrow at 25, 27% will not cut it. You were talking about exports. Yes, we need to begin to export higher value products, probably in the next 3, 4 years, horticulture, fish, and so on. How do you incentivize that? You need to put money in it, which means some things have to wait. It's going to be painful in the short term, year, 2 years. But you can only do that if indeed you rationalize. If you maintain all the same structures you employ more people there, the problems continue. There has to be institutional reforms.
What's your opinion on the temporary measures put in place, especially in terms of the dollar transaction that has a ban right now in the country? Do you see that as one of the solutions to the problem?
Some of the measures the central bank announced and the Minister of Finance, they have to do. Beyond that, you have to earn dollars, meaning exports have to grow. Yeah, we have to find a way to revive the mining sector. The mining sector completely collapsed. In 2014, just doing Ebola, I had to do a presentation here. The late Dawzi Masali organized it for the Chamber of Commerce. I flew in, and I gave them the numbers. We lost $1.5 billion due to Ebola, but our neighboring countries did not lose as much. And part of it, our mining collapsed. Why did the others not collapse? So the way we governed our mining sector then is causing problems today.
Now let's put your leadership to a test right now.
Holy cow.
Had you been the president...
Holy cow.
Had you been the president now, with what you just said about mining, what decision would you have taken? This now I'm referring to the action that was taken against 2 of the mining companies. What decision would you have taken had you been the president?
Lord have mercy. One of the companies would have filed for bankruptcy. They would have put the country in a difficult position. So the government, in a way, acted appropriately to say quickly, we take action before you do.
For one of the companies.
For one of the companies. The second case, we know there are issues. But I think that action is questionable. I mean, you don't sanction that company for $1 million. $1 million is a drop in the bucket in mining. If there are bigger issues, you say, let's talk. We need to renegotiate. We need to talk. When Ellen Johnson Sirleaf took over in Liberia, she was helped by the World Bank, the UN, to renegotiate some of the mining contracts. They helped her. She renegotiated them. So there are some cases where we could renegotiate. It's tough, never easy, but it could have been done. The action against one of those mining companies, I can tell you this for free. I was not here. I got a call from a foreigner to say, wait a minute, is this the trend in your country? I said, what are you talking about? I wasn't in the country, so I didn't know something like that had happened. Would scare away investors. But there are issues. There are issues that I think can be negotiated with the company. So I would have come in to renegotiate a number of those mining contracts, because again, we talked about it during the campaign, that we're not benefiting much. I am convinced that in a number of those cases, we should have shares. We should have shares for our future generation, 10, 15%. I believe that strongly. And so we could have found a way to say, let's negotiate. We are not benefiting. We are not seeing the impacts in the communities. The CSR, we're not seeing enough of it. I mean, one of my favorite projects is in Moyamba. We were just discussing it yesterday in an energy conference. It was the dam at Singimi. I promoted that dam 9 years ago, almost 10. 13 megawatts in Moyamba that could have supplied Jala University College. But you connect it to Boan Kenema. At that time, our estimates doing the feasibility studies and so on, pre-feasibility studies, it would have cost between $30 to $50 million. We knew 17 million was somewhere. We started organizing. So, but I said to them, talk to Rutile. It's right next to them. They've been mining in Moyamba for 30, 40 years. They should invest in it. And they should be the anchor demand. They should buy half of that power at a certain rate because they will be helping the people in Moyamba, but it's part of their corporate social responsibility connecting to Bo and Kenema. I know the government is looking at it now. That's a project, for example. It's how you integrate energy policy with mining policy. Now that project is more expensive. The new estimate is roughly 100 million. I believe it's a quick win. But you do it in collaboration, good public-private partnership with Sierra Rutile. Negotiate it. They buy the energy chip. But for them, it is good corporate social responsibility. But look at the impact. You help Jala University College, Bo Kenema is connected. 13 megawatts to 15 megawatts.
So taking a look then.
That's how you do mining policy. You connect it with other policies. Again, so, that dam would have allowed for irrigation, would have allowed for clean water.
So taking into consideration the actions, policies, measures that have been put in place with regards to the economy, do you think they are the right one? Do you think that we are on the path to recovery at some point in time?
I don't think we are fully on the path of recovery yet. And that's why I'm advocating strongly to His Excellency, Mr. President, to set up a group, call in some businessmen. I'm not saying those who are always getting contracts from government. I don't want, my advice is, it's been open now, it's in writing, and I'm saying it on media. Call in even businessmen who will be critical of you. Because what you want to do is jobs and growth, which gives you revenues to do the big projects you want to do. Set up a council of economic advisors, put some commercial bankers, put, yes, the central bank governor, but he's not sharing it. The president can share it or the vice president, and he's there listening. And the question is fundamental. What can I do to make your businesses grow? What can I do to give you confidence that you'll invest more money here?